Who would you want to play you in a movie?
Me.
Jeanine Pirro stands as a prominent figure in media and politics, recognized for her dynamic career that spans law, television, and public advocacy. From her early years marked by legal prowess to her rise as a well-known television personality, Pirro's journey has been fascinating and influential. Today, we're diving into the multifaceted life of Jeanine Pirro, exploring her early beginnings, tumultuous relationships, legal challenges, career milestones, and recent endeavors. Join Facts First as we present Jeanine Pirro divorced her husband immediately after this happened. Early life. Jeanine Pirro's journey unfolds against the backdrop of a childhood characterized by ambition, resilience, and a passion for justice. Born June 2, 1951 in Elmira, New York, Pirro grew up in a family that instilled the values of education and hard work. She demonstrated early academic prowess, graduating with distinction from the University at Buffalo with a Bachelor of Arts degree. She pursued further education at Albany Law School, where she earned her JD. Pirro's professional ascent began with groundbreaking achievements in law. She made history as one of the first female judges in Westchester County, New York, breaking barriers and paving the way for future generations of women in the legal profession. Her tenure as a judge showcased her sharp legal acumen and unwavering commitment to upholding justice. The trajectory of her career took a significant turn when she entered the political arena. Her skills and dedication led to her appointment as Westchester County's first female district attorney in 1994, a role she held until 2005. During her tenure, she garnered national attention for her relentless pursuit of justice in high-profile cases, particularly those involving domestic violence and child abuse. Her proactive approach and successful prosecution of complex cases solidified her reputation as a formidable legal figure. Her prominence in addressing critical social issues caught the eye of media outlets, propelling her into the spotlight of national television and public commentary. Jeanine and Al. Jeanine's personal life has been marked by a tumultuous relationship with her ex-husband Albert Pirro. The couple first crossed paths during their college years, and the relationship blossomed into marriage in 1975. Initially, the union seemed promising, but it soon faced challenges amplified by the demands of their respective careers and reported strains within the relationship. Over the years, rumors of infidelities surfaced, adding to the complexities of their marriage. They remained together for over 3 decades, but the relationship took a public turn in 2007 when news of their impending divorce became widely known. The divorce proceedings attracted significant media attention, shining a spotlight on the personal struggles of a high-profile couple. Details of their legal battles and personal conflicts became topics of public interest. Al's legal issues. Albert Pirro became embroiled in legal controversies that drew significant public attention and scrutiny. In 2000, he faced charges of tax evasion related to his business dealings, leading to a highly publicized trial and subsequent conviction. The legal proceedings not only impacted Pirro personally, but also cast a shadow over the Pirro family's public image. His conviction resulted in a sentence of 29 months in federal prison, marking a challenging period for both him and Jeanine Pirro. The aftermath of his legal troubles extended beyond his time in prison. The case raised questions about his financial transparency and ethical standards in business practices, sparking debates and discussions in legal and financial circles. The repercussions of the conviction reverberated throughout Jeanine's career as well, prompting public scrutiny and media inquiries into the couple's financial affairs and lifestyle. The saga took a surprising turn in 2020 when President Donald Trump issued a presidential pardon to Pirro. The pardon, granted during the final days of Trump's presidency, stirred controversy and raised eyebrows due to Pirro's connection to Jeanine, who was a vocal supporter of Trump and a prominent figure in conservative media. The pardon ignited debates about the use of presidential pardons, particularly in cases involving people with political connections. Jeanine's career highlights. Jeanine's career is punctuated by notable achievements and a diverse range of roles that shaped her public image. As we covered, she was one of the first female judges in Westchester County, New York. She served as the first female DA from 1994 to 2005. Her tenure was marked by a proactive approach to law enforcement and a commitment to victims' rights. She transitioned seamlessly into the realm of television and media, becoming a familiar face on national networks. Her role as a legal analyst and host on programs like Fox News' Justice with Judge Jeanine showcased her sharp legal expertise and engaging communication style. Her television presence not only expanded her audience, but also solidified her reputation as an influential voice in political commentary and legal analysis. In addition to her television work, she's authored several books that delve into legal and political topics, further establishing her as a thought leader in conservative circles. Her books, including Liars, Leakers, and Liberals, The Case Against the Anti-Trump Conspiracy, and Radicals, Resistance, and Revenge, The Left's Plot to Remake America, have garnered attention and contributed to public discourse on contemporary issues. Recent years. In the past decade, Pirro has remained a prominent figure in the media landscape. One notable aspect of her recent endeavors is her ongoing presence as host of the popular TV show Justice with Judge Jeanine on Fox News. The program, known for its legal analysis and commentary on current events, has consistently attracted a loyal viewership and solidified her reputation as a respected conservative voice. Aside from her television work, Pirro has actively participated in public advocacy and speaking engagements, addressing a slew of topics from legal issues to political developments. And her involvement in writing and publishing has continued to flourish in the past decade. She's authored several books that explore contemporary political and social issues. She's also maintained a presence on social media platforms, engaging with her followers and sharing insights on current events and personal experiences.
I think my biggest fear, it would be America turning into a socialist country.
Pirro and Trump. Jeanine Pirro's relationship with and support for President Trump have been significant aspects of her public persona. Her alliance with Trump traces back to his campaign in 2016, where she emerged as a vocal advocate and defender of his policies and leadership style. Her support for Trump extended beyond political commentary on her television show Justice with Judge Jeanine to active participation in public events and rallies. She railed against her perceived issues with Hillary Clinton, whom Trump was running against. She took a hard-line stance against Secretary Clinton's private email server, even going so far as to say it didn't matter if she was guilty of anything.
And irrespective of what happens to her, whether she's indicted or even guilty, it doesn't matter. Her guilt is a moot point. She cannot take the Oval Office.
Throughout Trump's presidency, Pirro remained a steadfast ally, frequently praising his initiatives and defending Trump against criticism from opponents and the media. But her support for Trump has not been without controversy. Her staunch defense of the president during turbulent periods, such as impeachment inquiries and legal challenges, have drawn criticism, reflecting the polarizing nature of Trump's presidency. Early life. Jesse was born July 9, 1978 in Philadelphia. Raised in a middle-class family in the Germantown and later East Falls neighborhoods, his upbringing was marked by a quintessentially suburban American experience. His academic journey led him to the William Penn Charter School, one of the oldest schools in the U.S., where he began to first show an interest in journalism and politics. Following graduation, he pursued higher education at Trinity College in Hartford. There he earned a degree in history in 2001. While his major was not directly related to media or journalism, his college years were formative in shaping his perspectives and honing his argumentative skills, which are crucial to his current television persona. During his time at Trinity, Jesse was known to be actively involved in various campus activities, though he didn't specifically focus on journalism. It was after completing his education that he ventured into the media world, where he initially struggled to find his footing. His early career was characterized by a series of assistant roles and behind-the-scenes positions. These foundational years were crucial, though, setting the stage for his subsequent rise within Fox News. Jesse's career rise. Jesse Waters' entry into the world of broadcast journalism began when he joined Fox News in 2002 as a production assistant. His early responsibilities were modest, involving behind-the-scenes work that, while not immediately glamorous, allowed him to learn the intricacies of television production and newsroom dynamics.
I started in the basement of Fox, in the newsroom. I was working in intake, so I was labeling tapes.
This groundwork was essential for his understanding of the media landscape and helped shape his approach to news reporting. His break came when he started appearing on The O'Reilly Factor, a then top-rated program on Fox News. He was tasked with conducting man-on-the-street interviews, a segment that would later evolve into Waters' World. These segments showcased his ability to engage with everyday Americans on various political and social topics, often highlighting his quick wit and sometimes confrontational interviewing style. The popularity of these segments grew rapidly, helping Waters to establish a distinct on-air persona.
People don't usually go from a producer to on air. It's a unique journey. Someone said, no, you have to go and do another market and then come on air. I said to myself, no.
In 2015, Waters' World became a standalone show, airing monthly and later weekly due to its popularity. The format of the show allowed Waters to further refine his style, combining humor, editorializing, and interviews to create a program that appealed to broad conservative audiences. His ability to blend entertainment with news analysis became a signature of his success at Fox News. Throughout his career, Waters has been known for his bold, often provocative approach, which hasn't been without controversy. His segments have sometimes been criticized for their portrayal of minorities and liberal viewpoints, sparking significant backlash and discussions about journalistic ethics. But these controversies have also served to increase his visibility and solidify his brand as a fearless and outspoken commentator. His ascension to primetime television came in 2021 when he was named the permanent host of the 7 p.m. slot on Fox News. Status at Fox. Jesse holds a prime position now within the Fox News lineup, anchoring the prestigious 8 p.m. hour, a time slot previously occupied by Tucker Carlson. The role places him at the forefront of the network's evening programming, a testament to his significant influence and popularity among the Fox News audience. His program, Jesse Waters Prime Time, continues the blend of commentary, interviews, and segments that made him a standout personality on the network. Waters' move to 8 p.m. was not just a simple schedule shift, it was a strategic decision by Fox News to capitalize on his rising star power and the strong viewer engagement he commands. His ability to draw in audiences with his charismatic and sometimes polarizing style has proven a valuable asset in the highly competitive primetime slot. Ratings have been robust, often leading in viewership among cable news programs. He covers a wide range of topics, from domestic politics and culture wars to significant national events, always through a distinctly conservative lens. He's faced criticisms for comments he made during his segments, which some viewers and critics have deemed controversial or inappropriate. Nevertheless, his influence within Fox News and among conservative media circles remains strong. Personal life, marriage, and controversy. Jesse Waters' personal life has been as colorful and eventful as his career. His first marriage was to Noelle Nguadjiato Waters, with whom he tied the knot in 2009. Noelle worked in the advertising and promotions department at Fox News, and their paths crossed at the network. The couple welcomed twin daughters in 2011, marking a joyful period in Waters' life. But it is an unusual anecdote from their courtship that often captures attention. Jesse once admitted to deflating the tires on Noelle's car, a quirky attempt to spend time with her while helping fix the flat. The story, often recounted by Waters himself, highlights his unconventional approach to life. While it was meant as a lighthearted act during their courtship, it provides an insight into the playful and bold personality traits that define him. The affair. In 2017, it was revealed that Waters had become involved with a much younger associate producer at Fox News, Emma DiGiovine. The affair was made public, adding a layer of scandal to an already public figure's life. Reports had surfaced that year that Waters' marriage was on the brink of dissolution due to the extramarital affair. The revolution came to light when Waters disclosed the relationship to the network following the network's strict internal protocols, which mandate such disclosures to avoid conflicts of interest. In response, Fox News transferred Emma to the Ingraham angle to mitigate any potential issues in the workplace. The affair and the subsequent handling by Fox News highlighted the network's attempts to manage personal relationships within its ranks, especially in the wake of broader scrutiny of its workplace practices. Despite the turmoil, Waters managed to maintain his professional standing at Fox News. His relationship with DiGiovine continued, evolving into a deeper commitment when the couple married in 2019. This new chapter in his life seemed to mark a settling of past controversies as Waters focused on rebuilding his personal and professional life.
Jesse is back at the table. His wife, Emma, gave birth to his gorgeous new daughter, Georgina Post-Waters. Georgina, or Gigi, as we are calling her, I'm not sure how to spell it though, makes Jesse a girl dad ×3.
The impact of the affair on his public image was mixed. While some viewers expressed disappointment and skepticism over his actions, his core audience continued to support him. Relationship and support of President Trump. Waters' support for Donald Trump was evident throughout Trump's presidency, frequently showcasing this alignment on his Fox News shows. He often used his platform to defend Trump's policies and actions, addressing controversies with a perspective that often mirrored the sentiments within the administration. His interviews with President Trump, which were marked by a tone of camaraderie and respect, further cemented his status as a favored interviewer among conservative media figures. And his support of Trump extended into critical commentary against the opposition and the media's treatment of the president. He also pulls no punches in trying to tear down Trump's opponent in the 2024 election, President Biden.
What's so funny about a grown man putting on sunglasses? It's funny when you put sunglasses on a dog. That's funny. Putting sunglasses on babies is funny and cute. But is this all Biden has? Yeah. And he forgot to take them off.
This alignment with Trump has had significant implications for Waters' career, enhancing his credibility in conservative circles. Sean's early life and rise. Sean Hannity, born December 30th, 1961 in New York City, grew up in Franklin Square, a suburb on Long Island. Raised in a Catholic household, he attended St. Pius Preparatory Seminary School in Uniondale, but later transferred to Sacred Heart Seminary in Hempstead. Despite considering becoming a priest at one point, Hannity eventually decided to pursue a career in broadcasting. His interest in radio and broadcasting began during his teenage years. While attending NYU, he worked as a volunteer talk show host at the university's radio station, WNYU. His early experiences in radio solidified his passion for conservative commentary and paved the way for his future career. After leaving NYU, he took on various radio jobs, including hosting a talk show on WVNN in Huntsville, Alabama. It was during this time that he met Jill Rhodes, who later became his wife. In 1996, Hannity's career received a significant boost when he was hired by Roger Ailes, then chairman and CEO of Fox News Channel, to co-host a TV program called Hannity and Colmes. The show, which paired Hannity with liberal commentator Alan Colmes, became a staple of Fox News' programming lineup. Hannity's conservative viewpoints and articulate debating skills quickly gained him a large following. In addition to his television work, Hannity continued to excel in radio. He launched The Sean Hannity Show in 2001, which quickly became one of the most popular radio talk shows in the U.S. Broadcast nationally, the show covers a range of political topics and features interviews with prominent politicians, pundits, and newsmakers. Sean and Jill. Jill Rhodes, formerly Jill Rhodes Hannity, was known not only as the ex-wife of Sean Hannity, but also for her own professional accomplishments. Born in 1962, Rhodes grew up in Alabama, where she developed a passion for journalism. She attended University of Alabama, earning a degree in journalism. Rhodes began her career as a political columnist for Huntsville Times, where she showcased her writing talent and interest in politics. Her dedication and skill caught the attention of many, including Sean, who was also working in Alabama at the time. They met in the 90s while they were both in radio. They eventually married in 93, and Rhodes became an integral part of Hannity's life and career. While Hannity gained fame as a conservative political commentator, Rhodes remained more behind the scenes, focusing on her own professional endeavors. Rhodes and Hannity were married for over 2 decades before announcing their divorce in 2020. Despite the end of their marriage, Rhodes continued to maintain a low public profile, focusing on her career and personal life away from the spotlight. Their split. Details regarding the split between Sean Hannity and Jill Rhodes are relatively limited, as both people have kept their personal lives largely private. They announced their divorce in June of 2020 after more than 2 decades of marriage. Reports suggest the split was amicable, with both Hannity and Rhodes expressing mutual respect and a desire for privacy. They released a joint statement confirming the end of their marriage and requesting privacy for their family during the transition. While the exact reasons for the divorce were not disclosed publicly, it's common for couples to cite irreconcilable differences or changes in their relationship dynamics as reasons for ending their marriage. A statement was made by their reps that said Sean and Jill are committed to working together for the best interests of their children. Amicable agreements were entered into over 4 years ago between Sean and Jill. Since the announcement of the divorce, both Hannity and Rhodes have kept a low profile regarding their personal lives, choosing to focus on their respective careers and family matters away from the public eye. Sean's new love. Sean Hannity and Ainsley Earhart, both of Fox News, have maintained a private relationship that became public in 2023. Despite previous denials, their relationship has been characterized by mutual happiness, low-key personal life management, and shared interests, including notable support for former President Donald Trump. They've been seen traveling together and integrating their families, highlighting the seriousness and happiness of the relationship. Who is Ainsley Earhart? Ainsley Earhart is a prominent American television personality, best known for her role as a co-host on the morning show Fox and Friends. Born September 20th, 1976, in Spartanburg, South Carolina, Earhart developed a passion for journalism early on. She attended the University of South Carolina, earning a bachelor's degree in journalism. She began her career in journalism working for WLTX News 19, a CBS affiliate in Columbia, South Carolina, where she served as morning and noon anchor. But her desire to be on television started at an early age. In 2007, Earhart joined the Fox News channel as a reporter. She quickly rose through the ranks, showcasing her talent and dedication. In 2012, she became a co-host of Fox and Friends First, the early morning edition of the popular morning show. Her warm and engaging personality, combined with her insightful commentary on current events, endeared her to viewers. Her career continued to flourish, and in 2016, she was promoted to co-host of the flagship morning show Fox and Friends, alongside Steve Doocy and Brian Kilmeade. As a co-host, Earhart has interviewed numerous politicians, celebrities, and newsmakers, offering her unique perspective on a wide range of issues. She's also contributed to various other programs on the Fox News channel and has served as a guest host on The Five and Hannity. She's also authored several children's books, including Take Heart, My Child and Through Your Eyes, which reflect her values of faith, family, and perseverance. And she certainly doesn't take her success for granted.
When I found out I got the job, I was so excited. I feel like I had worked so hard to get to this level. Now I'm here, now I'm ready to go. It all comes full circle. I called my father and I said, Dad, how many jobs did you work to put me and my brother and sister through school?
Sean Hannity's career highlights. Hannity's career in conservative media spans several decades, marked by numerous achievements. In 2001, after a successful radio career in the 80s and early 90s, he launched The Sean Hannity Show, a nationally syndicated talk radio program. That show quickly gained popularity and became one of the highest-rated talk shows in the country, reaching millions of listeners daily. His career took off, as we said, when he hosted Hannity and Combs, and his solo show, Hannity, debuted in 2009 and has since become one of the highest-rated cable news programs, consistently dominating its time slot. Conservative commentary. Hannity is renowned for his staunch conservative viewpoints and unwavering support of Republican policies and politicians. He's interviewed numerous political figures, including former Presidents George W. Bush and Donald Trump, and is always a vocal critic of Democratic administrations and liberal policies. He's also a successful author with several best-selling books to his name. His books, which usually focus on politics, conservatism, and American patriotism, have resonated with his audience and further solidified his influence in conservative circles. Early life and career. Greg was born in San Mateo, California on September 12, 1964. He grew up in a Catholic school in San Francisco as an altar boy, but it wasn't the life he wanted for himself. He said in his book that he learned from an early age the benefits of playing a part. In his own words, quote, "Like a rat getting its edible pellet, I discovered that fake caring could reap rewards. Perhaps that's what got him interested in being behind a camera. Eventually, he stopped having to pretend. His entire ideology and views on the world began to change when he went to the University of California at Berkeley. He said he became a conservative by being around liberals in his early life. He then became a libertarian by being around conservatives in college. He believes the parties have a lot in common, but that, quote, "the worst part of each of them is the moralizing." After graduating with an English degree in 1987, he started getting all the journalistic writing jobs he could find. He was an intern at the American Spectator, then a staff writer for Prevention magazine, and an editor for magazines under Rodale Press. He was a staff writer at Men's Health in 1995 and promoted to editor-in-chief in 1999. He left that job to become editor-in-chief of Stuff, increasing its circulation from 750,000 to 1.2 million. He was fired from there and went on to be director of brand development at Dennis Publishment. He edited Maxim magazine in the UK from 2004 to 2006, but lost his contract when it lost readership. He was also one of the first posting contributors to the Huffington Post. Greg's early years at Fox. Greg began his time at Fox as a host on Fox News on February 5, 2007. He led a show called Red Eye that aired on Saturday mornings from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 11 p.m. on Saturday night. The show switched to 3 a.m. on Monday through Saturday, starting in October of 2007. Greg hated reading from a teleprompter, but says he, quote, ended up embracing the incompetence. Bill Schultz was his co-chair from 2007 to 2013. Greg then became a co-host and panelist on the Fox show The Five, starting in 2011. He developed a reputation for having a hot temper. One former staff member who wished to remain anonymous said he would explode on and off camera at minor issues. They also said it was his humor that kept him on the network for as long as he was. He'd come back after a fight and crack a joke that almost made you forget. He's always been as much a comedian as a newscaster. Getting his own shows. Greg was one of Fox's biggest draws for a while. It was enough for him to join the ranks of media personalities who got their own shows. The Greg Gutfeld Show began airing in 2015. Another show, Gutfeld, began March 10th, 2021. The shows debuted to poor reviews and ridicule on social media, but then started soaring in popularity. Gutfeld generated higher ratings than Jimmy Kimmel Live and The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. It even topped The Late Show with Stephen Colbert and was the highest-rated late-night talk show. He didn't stay away from the controversial statements he generated during his previous time on the air. He still tried to work comments on President Biden's son Hunter into almost every segment. Greg has said he doesn't want to be like other Fox anchors. He said, quote, when I join things, it's not to become whatever they are. It's so that maybe they become a little bit more like me. Greg's involvement in global conflicts. There was one time when a statement of Greg's forced him to apologize to Canada. It was during a segment on Red Eye, March 17th, 2009. He and his panel discussed Canadian Lieutenant General Andrew Leslie. He'd recently said that the Canadian Armed Forces may need a one-year synchronized break after their mission in Afghanistan. Greg joked about what they'd do with that time. Comedian Doug Benson was on the panel, and he said he thought Canada was, quote, where you go if you don't want to fight. Greg added that it would be the perfect time to invade the ridiculous country because their army was unprepared. The segment was posted to YouTube 3 days after the deaths of 4 Canadian soldiers in Afghanistan. Their army had been fighting in the Kandahar province for years. It was one of the birthplaces of the Taliban and had one of the highest casualty rates in Afghanistan. Greg's comments sparked major outrage. Canada's Defense Minister, Peter MacKay, called them despicable, hurtful, and ignorant. He asked Fox to issue an apology. Greg did deliver one. He said he didn't intend to make light of the troops' efforts in Afghanistan, but realized how his comments could have been considered hurtful. He didn't want to disrespect the brave men and women and families of the Canadian military and apologized. He also got involved in global conflict when Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022. It didn't involve an apology, but he did get rebuked by his fellow newsmen. Greg wasn't impressed by the way footage of the Russian conflict was shown to the public. He said the media was using it to emotionally manipulate viewers because it makes news companies a profit. Fox News foreign affairs correspondent Benjamin Hall was present in Kyiv at the time. He had a first-hand view of the conflict and said what the news was showing was the truth. He was seriously injured a few days later. Another Fox employee, Pierre Zakrzewski, and a Ukrainian journalist were also tragically killed in a surprise attack. Greg's interests and views. Greg considers himself a libertarian. He says he voted by mail in the 2016 presidential election, but the Washington Post couldn't find any record of his ballot. He believes he may have sent it in past the deadline. He considers himself an agnostic atheist. He's given up his religious upbringing. He has interests outside of the news. He's an avid fan of rock and heavy metal, and he's spoken about it on the air. One of his favorite bands is Power Trip. He paid tribute to its singer, Riley Gale, on air after he died in 2020. He's also had members of the band Gwar on his show several times. Who is Elena Musa? Elena Musa was born in Russia on May 4th, 1982. She spent most of her childhood in London and grew up in a middle-class family and was interested in fashion early on. She attended high school in the U.S. and graduated in 2000. She earned degrees from the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York and the Parsons School of Design. She got a job at Maxim Russia, a multinational brand. She climbed the ladder and created her own brand, Musa Project, in 2011. Greg and Elena met in 2004. He was editor-in-chief for Maxim UK at the time while she was working for Maxim Russia. They met at a conference for the brand's two branches. Greg said he was immediately smitten. He said he, quote, foolishly hit on her for 3 days before she agreed to go out with him. They dated for 5 months before getting married in 2004. It was a private wedding with no public photos. The couple lived in London for a while, but now live in New York City together as of 2018. They've been married for over 19 years and have no children. They have a comfortable mid-century modern lake house. He's expressed a desire to get out of New York due to a perceived rise in crime and other issues in the city. The problem is he has to convince his wife to leave with him. He also has to convince the network that made him famous. There's one thing that will stay true, though. No matter where Greg Gutfeld goes, he'll always say exactly what he thinks to anyone who will listen. And he'll try to do it with a little bit of comedy thrown in. Jessica's unexpected absence.
Here we go. This has nothing to do with Hillary Clinton. No, it doesn't. If you want to argue and you want to talk about, again, the difference between gross negligence and extremely careless, a lot of people have that conversation.
Jessica Tarlov, the fire-tongued liberal voice on Fox News' popular talk show The Five, has been conspicuously missing from her regular co-hosting duties in recent weeks. Her sudden disappearance has left viewers puzzled and speculating about the reasons. Some have even suggested she may have been fired from the network, a rumor that quickly gained traction on social media. On February 8, 2024, a since-deleted post on X by user @DougWall1 claimed that Tarlov had been released by Fox News, hinting that her successful rebuttals against conservative co-host Jesse Waters may have led to her termination. The post garnered significant attention, amassing nearly 1 million views in a single day. But Fox News executive Irina Briganti swiftly addressed the rumor, unequivocally stating the claim was completely false. Tarlov's absence from The Five that particular week coincided with her appearance on HBO's Real Time with Bill Maher on February 2nd, which is filmed in LA, while The Five is broadcast from New York. Despite the network's denial, Tarlov's prolonged absence has raised questions among her dedicated fan base. Some have speculated her hiatus may be related to her recent pregnancy announcement in January 2024, where she revealed she was expecting her second child with husband Brian McKenna. Others have wondered if her absence is due to personal reasons or a potential shift in her career trajectory. As viewers await Tarlov's return to The Five, her unique perspective and lively debates with her conservative counterparts are sorely missed. Her ability to articulate liberal viewpoints while engaging in witty exchanges has made her an integral part of the show's dynamic. The challenges of balancing motherhood and a high-profile career. Jessica Tarloff's journey as a working mother in the public eye has been marked by triumphs and challenges. In December 2021, she and her husband, Brian McKenna, welcomed their first child, a daughter named Cleo. Balancing the demands of new motherhood with her role as a prominent political commentator on The Five was no easy feat. In an interview with Carey Media, Tarloff candidly shared her initial concerns about the impact of pregnancy on her professional life. As a public figure, regularly appearing on television, she worried about the physical changes and potential impact of her on-screen presence. Quote, "On top of the usual concerns about doing your job well, being pregnant on TV is difficult. You're getting bigger, feel sluggish, and just don't feel you look your best, even if you are quote-unquote glowing," she admitted. Despite her apprehensions, Tarloff's experience at Fox News during her first pregnancy was largely positive. She received support from coworkers and the network, which she described as a family-oriented company. Remarkably, Tarloff even received a promotion while on maternity leave, a testament to her valued contributions and the evolving attitudes towards working mothers in the media industry. In January 2024, she surprised viewers once again by announcing she was expecting her second child, another girl, due in April. With this news came a renewed focus on her journey as a working mother and the challenges of balancing a high-profile career with the demands of growing a family. As she navigates the joys and difficulties of motherhood while maintaining her prominent role in political commentary, she serves as an inspiration to many working parents who strive to achieve success in both their personal and professional lives. Her experiences shed light on the ongoing conversation about the need for supportive work environments and the policies that enable women to thrive in their careers while embracing the responsibilities of parenthood. Tarloff's background and rise to prominence at Fox News. Tarloff's path to becoming a respected voice in political commentary is rooted in her strong academic background and diverse professional experiences. A graduate of Bryn Mawr College with a degree in history, Tarloff went on to pursue advanced studies at the prestigious London School of Economics. There, she earned a Master of Science in Public Policy and Administration, a Master of Research in Political Science, and a doctorate in Political Science and Government. Tarloff's early career included working as a research assistant for renowned political analyst Douglas Schoen in 2008. She later returned to work under Schoen as a political strategist in 2012, honing her skills in campaign strategy and polling analysis. Tarloff's association with Fox News began in 2014 when she made her first appearance on the network. Her insightful commentary and engaging style quickly earned her a regular spot as a guest on various Fox News programs, including Hannity, Your World with Neil Cavuto, Fox and Friends, and Watters World. In 2017, she officially joined Fox News as a contributor, cementing her position as a rising star in political media. Tarloff's ability to articulate liberal perspectives while engaging in lively debates with her conservative counterparts set her apart from other commentators. Her sharp wit, extensive knowledge, and willingness to tackle complex issues head-on earned her a dedicated following among viewers. In January 2022, her role at Fox News expanded when she was named a co-host on The Five. As a rotating liberal voice, alongside Harold Ford Jr., Tarloff brought a fresh perspective on the show's dynamic, fearlessly challenging the opinions of her conservative co-hosts while maintaining a respectful and engaging dialogue. Her journey from academia to political strategy and eventually to a prominent position in television commentary serves as an inspiration to aspiring professionals. Legal challenges and on-air corrections.
Let's talk about that lawsuit then. Go ahead, Jessica. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that you shouldn't sexually assault people and then you shouldn't defame them.
In March 2024, Jessica found herself at the center of a legal controversy when former Hunter Biden business partner Tony Bobulinski announced he was suing her for $30 million. The lawsuit stemmed from comments Tarloff made on The Five where she suggested that a Trump super PAC was covering Bobulinski's legal expenses. This was an allegation he vehemently denied. Recognizing the gravity of her statements, Tarlov took swift action to address the matter. The day after making the comments, she issued an on-air correction, saying, "I have seen no indication those payments were made in connection with Mr. Bobulinski's legal fees, and he denies they were." The incident serves as a reminder of the importance of fact-checking and the potential consequences of making unsubstantiated claims in the public sphere. An enduring voice in political commentary. Her unexpected absence from The Five has left a noticeable void in the show's dynamic, underscoring her significance as a liberal voice in a predominantly conservative space. Throughout her career, she's demonstrated an ability to bridge the divide between divergent political ideologies, fostering meaningful conversations and challenging preconceived notions. Her intelligence, wit, and unwavering commitment to her principles have earned her the respect of colleagues and viewers alike, even those who may disagree with her perspectives. Early life. Born April 18, 1988 in Tampa, Florida, Kayleigh McEnany grew up in a family that was deeply rooted in business. However, her early exposure to the dynamics of successful communication and negotiation with her family's business laid the groundwork for her future career in political media. Driven by a keen interest in political science, she attended Georgetown University's School of Foreign Service, where she began to seriously engage with political theories and international relations. Her academic journey also included a term at St. Edmund Hall, Oxford, a testament to her scholarly pursuits. Upon returning to the U.S., she furthered her education at Harvard Law, an environment that sharpened her analytical skills and deepened her appreciation for American law and conservative ideologies. During her time there, she was an active participant in legal and political discussions, often championing conservative viewpoints that defined her early political identity. It was here she developed a robust understanding of the legal nuances that later informed her commentary and work in media and politics. Career rise. Her transition from law to media marked the beginning of her public influence, initially as a producer on Mike Huckabee's TV show and later as a commentator on CNN. Her articulate delivery and staunch defense of conservative principles during the heated 2016 presidential campaign quickly made her a recognizable face among political commentators. Her ability to succinctly communicate complex political positions, often amid intense debates, underscored her potential in political media. Following her stint at CNN, where she gained notoriety for her firm Republican stances, she took a more direct role in politics by joining the Trump campaign. Her appointment as the national spokesperson for the Republican National Committee in 2017 solidified her role as a key voice for the party. Her prominence in this capacity caught the attention of President Trump, who appreciated her vigorous defense and articulate representation of his administration's policies and viewpoints. In 2020, she ascended to one of the most visible and challenging roles in any administration, that of the White House press secretary. Her tenure was marked by a proactive approach to handling the press, where she was known for her preparedness and often confrontational style, engaging in frequent exchanges with journalists. McEnany's press briefings became must-watch events for supporters and critics alike. She adeptly navigated the complex and highly charged political landscape of Washington, often using her platform to amplify the administration's achievements and counteract its criticisms. Her rise was certainly meteoric, and this fact has not gone unnoticed by Kayleigh herself.
I mean, from intern to press secretary in just over 10 years, I mean, it shocked me that that was the plan that God had for my life.
Beyond the briefing room, she authored The New American Revolution, The Making of a Populist Movement, which further cemented her status as a thought leader in conservative circles. The book, which included narratives of various Americans she met during her travels with the Trump campaign, resonated with a wide audience, deepening her connection with the grassroots of the Republican Party. This blend of media savvy and political activism defined McEnany's rise as not just a spokesperson for an administration, but as a pivotal figure in contemporary conservative politics. After the Trump administration. After her tenure as White House press secretary concluded with the end of the Trump administration, Kayleigh quickly transitioned to a new role in the conservative media landscape, joining Fox News as an on-air commentator. Her move was a natural progression given her deep ties to conservative politics and her high-profile status from her time at the White House. At Fox News, Kayleigh brought her sharp analytical skills and insider knowledge of the Trump administration, offering viewers insights into the workings of American politics from a perspective few could provide. Her contributions to Fox have been multifaceted. She has not only served as a commentator, but has also been part of panel discussions and has had significant influence in shaping the network's coverage of major political events. Her presence on the network has bolstered its lineup, providing a direct link to the Trump-era's policies and ideologies, which remain a focal point for a large segment of the channel's audience. Her ability to articulate conservative viewpoints has made her a respected figure among conservative viewers. And her role at Fox News has allowed her to continue advocating for the policies she helped promote while serving in the Trump administration. Health challenges. In 2018, Kayleigh McEnany faced a deeply personal and daunting challenge when she decided to undergo a preventative double mastectomy. Having lost her mother to breast cancer, Kayleigh was aware of the genetic risks and had previously spoken about carrying the BRCA gene mutation, which significantly increases the risk of developing breast cancer. Her decision to undergo surgery was not only a proactive measure for her health, but also a public testament to her advocacy for cancer awareness and preventative health care. Her openness about her surgery and the reasons behind it brought considerable attention to the importance of genetic testing and preventative measures in the fight against cancer. By sharing her experience, she aimed to empower others, especially women who are at a high genetic risk of breast cancer, to consider their health options and to seek medical advice proactively. Her journey through the decision, the surgery, and the recovery was documented and shared with the public, which not only humanized her beyond her political persona, but also highlighted her resilience and commitment to health advocacy. In an interview in 2018, Kayleigh said, quote, "I feel good knowing that breast cancer is one battle I probably won't have to face." Returning to the public eye after her recovery, she's used her platform to speak candidly about her experiences, discussing not only the physical aspects of the surgery, but the emotional and psychological toll it took on her and her family. She's talked about how during hard times, both at work and with her personal life, she relies on her faith.
There were really, really low points and hard issues to work through, but having my faith and my Jesus calling and having God speak to me through scripture and through prayer, it helped you get through those really difficult times in our moments in our nation's history and in my own personal life.
Criticism from Trump. In recent years, former President Donald Trump has made several public criticisms of Kayleigh, marking a significant turn in their relationship. Once a steadfast defender of Trump and his policies, she's faced these criticisms as she navigates her role within the broader conservative media. Trump's remarks, often shared through social media platforms and interviews, have sometimes questioned her loyalty and her decisions post-administration. The reasons behind the criticisms are multifaceted. Some analysts suggest these remarks could be part of a broader strategy by Trump to reaffirm his dominance over the Republican narrative, ensuring that former allies remain loyal and in line. Others believe his comments may be reactions to specific segments on McEnany's commentary on Fox News. For example, she talked about Trump's smaller than expected margins over Nikki Haley in the Republican primaries.
But when you look at the Republican Party, 7 in 10 Nikki Haley voters said, I would not vote for Trump. There was a Des Moines Register poll, 43% said, no, I wouldn't vote for Trump.
And in response, Trump posted the following message on Truth Social, quote, "I don't need any advice from Rhino Kayleigh McEnany on Fox. Just had a giant victory over a badly failing candidate, Bird Brain, and she's telling me what I can do better. Save your advice for Nikki." A son destined to follow his father's footsteps. For Steve Doocy, journalism was more than just a career, it was a calling that had captivated him since his high school days. As a young man, he found himself enamored of the work of legendary reporters like Carl Bernstein and Bob Woodward, whose persistent pursuit of the truth during the Watergate scandal had inspired a generation of aspiring journalists. This early fascination proved the spark that ignited a remarkable journey in the world of media. Little did Steve know that his passion for journalism would not only shape his own life, but would also leave a mark on his firstborn son, Peter. From the moment Peter entered the world, He was immersed in a household where the news was not just casual interest, but a way of life. As a child, Peter grew up watching his father interview presidents, report on world-changing events, and engage in thought-provoking discussions on national television. These experiences, which might have seemed extraordinary to most kids, were simply a part of the fabric of Peter's everyday life. As he grew older, it became increasingly apparent he had inherited more than just his father's looks and wit. He possessed a natural ease in front of the camera, a sharp intellect, and a curiosity about the world around him. Family members and friends often marveled at how Peter seemed to absorb information like a sponge, always eager to learn more about the issues that shaped the nation. Despite his innate talents, his path to journalism was not a foregone conclusion. Like many young adults, he initially considered other career options, including law school. But a lucky moment during his college years at Villanova University proved to be the turning point. In 2008, he attended a campaign event where he had the opportunity to ask then-presidential candidate John McCain a question. With the poise and confidence of a seasoned reporter, Peter not only posed an insightful query, but managed to make the senator laugh with a cheeky invitation to share a shot of whiskey. This brief exchange, which made headlines and caught the attention of media insiders, showcased Peter's unique blend of intelligence, humor, and boldness. As a journalist, I was jealous. He got the exclusive. But as a parent, I thought, the man who was interviewing that American hero is the guy who used to live upstairs. I was very proud of Peter. Learning the ropes from Dad. As Peter Doocy embarked on his journalism career, he quickly realized he had a secret weapon in his arsenal, his father Steve. With decades of experience in the industry, Steve had accumulated a wealth of knowledge and insight that proved invaluable to his son. In the beginning, Peter found himself turning to his dad for guidance on a near-daily basis, whether it was to seek advice on how to approach a challenging story or simply wanting to bounce ideas off someone who understood the intricacies of the business. Steve was always there to lend an ear and offer his wisdom. The two would spend hours on the phone, discussing everything from the nuances of interviewing techniques to the importance of building strong relationships with sources. One piece of advice that particularly resonated with Peter was his father's emphasis on the power of storytelling. Steve had always believed the key to captivating an audience was to find the human element in every story, to dig beneath the surface and uncover the emotions and experiences that made each tale unique. As Peter's career began to take off, the dynamic between father and son began to evolve. While he still relied on Steve's guidance and support, Peter also found himself increasingly able to stand on his own 2 feet, to trust his instincts and make decisions based on his own growing expertise. In many ways, it was a natural progression, a reflection on the confidence and skills that Peter had developed under his father's tutelage. Interestingly, the flow of knowledge and advice was not always a one-way street. As the media landscape continued to evolve at a breakneck pace, Peter found himself in a unique position to help his father navigate the ever-changing world of digital journalism. Having grown up in an era where social media and online platforms were second nature, Peter was able to offer his dad valuable insights into the ways in which technology was transforming the industry. Quote, "I asked Peter a lot of questions about social media. I made a suggestion to him on a Google search. I think he was actually surprised that a man who was born under President Eisenhower could have a good Google idea." Mixing the personal and professional. For Steve and Peter Doocy, the lines between their personal and professional lives have often blurred, creating a unique dynamic that has challenged and strengthened their relationship over the years. As two of the most recognizable faces on Fox News, they've had to navigate the delicate balance between being a father and son duo and being colleagues in a high-pressure, often politically charged environment. One striking example was in early 2022, when President Joe Biden was caught on a hot mic referring to Peter as a stupid son of a bitch in response to a question about inflation. The incident went viral, with media outlets across the country dissecting every aspect of the exchange. For Steve, it was a moment that brought into sharp focus the challenges of having a son in the same profession. In the aftermath, Steve found himself grappling with a range of emotions. On one level, he was proud of his son for having the courage and tenacity to ask tough questions to the leader of the free world. At the same time, he couldn't help but feel a sense of protectiveness, a desire to shield his child from the harsh glare of the spotlight and the backlash that came with it. Navigating moments like these has required a level of trust, communication, and mutual respect that's been honed over decades of shared experiences. Whether it's offering words of encouragement after a tough interview or simply being there to listen when the pressures of the job become too much to bear, Steve and Peter have always been able to rely on each other for support and guidance. Of course, their relationship isn't serious all the time. One of the defining features of the Ducey family dynamic is a shared sense of humor, a quick wit and playful banter that's become something of a trademark both on and off the air. It's not uncommon for Steve to crack a joke about Peter's height. At 6'5", he towers over his father, or for Peter to rib his dad about his age and increasingly gray hair. Quote, "I wish he would not stand next to me in a photograph because he's now a good 6 inches taller than me," he said. "I'm 6 feet, he's like 6'5" or 6'6". He's gigantic. I think I've gone 1 inch in the wrong direction." Carrying on the family legacy. As Steve Ducey reflects on his own journey as a father and a journalist, he can't help but think back to the lessons he learned from his own dad. Growing up in Kansas, Steve watched as his father worked tirelessly to provide for their family, often spending long hours on the road as a traveling salesman. Despite the demands of his job, Steve's dad always made time for his children, imparting wisdom and values that would shape the course of their lives. And he learned the lesson of hard work and perseverance. He watched as his dad faced countless challenges and setbacks, always meeting them with a quiet determination and an unwavering commitment to his goals. As he looks to the future, Steve knows there will be challenges and triumphs ahead, both for himself and his kids. But he takes comfort in knowing that the bonds of family will always be there to guide them. Tucker Carlson's unconventional UFO theory. In a thought-provoking appearance on Joe Rogan's podcast, Tucker Carlson unveiled his unconventional theory about UFOs and their origins. Departing from the widely held belief that these mysterious objects are extraterrestrial in nature, Carlson proposed a more earthbound explanation. According to him, UFOs are not visitors from distant galaxies, but rather spiritual entities that have coexisted with humanity for millennia, residing in the depths of our oceans and beneath the surface of the Earth. Carlson's theory challenges the conventional understanding of UFOs and invites us to consider the possibility that these enigmatic beings may be far more connected to our world than we previously imagined. He asserts there's a substantial body of evidence pointing to these entities' presence in our planet's hidden realms, suggesting they have been there long before the advent of modern civilization. According to Carlson, quote, "There's no evidence, has never been any evidence, that there are lots of these objects, these vehicles coming into our atmosphere from somewhere else, some other planet. There's no evidence of that at all." The implications of Carlson's theory are both intriguing and unsettling. Suppose these spiritual entities have indeed been living among us for thousands of years. In that case, it raises questions about their intentions, their influence on human history, and the reasons behind their apparent desire to remain hidden. Carlson's ideas challenge us to reconsider our understanding of the world around us and the potential for unknown forces at play. While his theory may seem far-fetched, it taps into a growing fascination with the UFO phenomenon and the mysteries that surround it. As more people become open to the idea that we may not be alone in the universe or even on our own planet, theories like Carlson's will likely gain traction and spark further debate. Of course, it's important to approach such theories with a critical eye and to seek evidence to support or refute them. The UFO phenomenon has long been shrouded in secrecy and misinformation, making it difficult to separate fact from fiction. While Carlson's theory is certainly intriguing, it will need to withstand the scrutiny of further investigation and research before it can be accepted as any kind of viable explanation for the UFO mystery. Regardless of the ultimate truth, his theory serves as a reminder that there is still much we don't know about our world and the beings that inhabit it. Growing interest in UFOs among lawmakers and the public. The topic of UFOs has long been relegated to the fringes of public discourse, dismissed by many as the realm of conspiracy theorists and science fiction enthusiasts. But in recent years, there's been a notable shift in attitudes, with a growing number of lawmakers and members of the public taking a serious interest in the phenomenon. This newfound attention can be attributed in part to the efforts of lawmakers like Representative Tim Burchett and Representative Eric Burlison. These elected officials have been vocal about their belief that UFOs have a connection to biblical entities or extra-dimensional beings. By drawing parallels between modern UFO sightings and ancient religious texts, they've helped to bridge the gap between the seemingly disparate worlds of politics and the paranormal. The increased interest among lawmakers has been mirrored by a surge in public fascination with UFOs. Social media platforms and online forums have become hubs for discussion and speculation about the origins and nature of these mysterious objects. The internet has allowed for the rapid dissemination of information and theories, fueling a growing community of UFO enthusiasts and researchers. The Pentagon's establishment of the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, in July 2022 has further legitimized the study of UFOs. This move by the U.S. government has sent a clear signal that the phenomenon is being taken seriously at the highest levels of power. The AARO's mission to investigate and resolve sightings of unidentified aerial phenomena has the potential to shed new light on a mystery that's long been shrouded in secrecy. The public's appetite for information has been fueled by a steady stream of revelations and leaks hinting at the existence of a vast body of knowledge about UFOs that has been hidden from view. Historical connections. The idea that UFOs may be connected to spirituality and religion is not a new one. Throughout history, there have been numerous accounts of strange objects in the sky and encounters with otherworldly beings that have been interpreted through a spiritual lens. These historical connections between UFOs and spirituality have been the subject of much fascination and investigation over the years. One of the most notable figures in this field is astronomer and computer scientist Jacques Vallée. In his groundbreaking book Passport to Magonia, published in 1969, Vallée drew parallels between modern UFO sightings and ancient religious texts and folklore. He argued that the phenomenon of UFOs has been a consistent presence throughout human history, albeit under different names and interpretations. Vallée's research uncovered a wealth of historical accounts that bear striking similarities to modern UFO sightings, from ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs depicting strange flying objects to medieval European folklore about fairy encounters. Vallée found evidence of a long-standing relationship between humanity and unexplained aerial phenomena. The idea that UFOs may be connected to spiritual or interdimensional beings has gained traction in recent years, with some researchers and enthusiasts arguing that these entities may be able to move between different planes of existence. This theory suggests UFOs may not necessarily be physical spacecraft, but rather manifestations of beings from other dimensions or realities. However, the debate surrounding the true nature of UFOs continues, with some government programs and investigations yielding inconclusive results. For example, a Department of Homeland Security document on the Kona Blue program states, quote, "It is critical to note that no extraterrestrial craft or bodies were ever collected. This material was only assumed to exist by Kona Blue advocates and its anticipated contract performers." Despite the enduring popularity of the idea, the connection between UFOs and spirituality remains a topic of much debate and speculation. Reactions and skepticism about Carlson's claims. Tucker Carlson's unconventional theories about UFOs and their alleged spiritual origins have been met with intrigue, skepticism, and outright dismissal. One prominent figure who's weighed in is Elon Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur and founder of SpaceX. Musk, who has a keen interest in space exploration, has been involved in the development of advanced satellite technology, took to social media to express his doubts about Carlson's theory. Quote, "I have seen no evidence for aliens, and with around 6,000 satellites orbiting Earth, I think I would know." Now it's time to hear from you. What do you think about Tucker's theories? Let us know in the comments section below.